Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Universal You. Today, I am going to be sharing with you a bit about our Cosmic Mother, the Nephilim, and our Cosmic Father, the Sirians. These beings have played an integral role in the evolution of humanity over the past few 100,000 years, and I feel it is necessary to include focus on these beings. Let's go on. All right. First of all, I'd like to make mention of my sources. For those of you interested in doing your own research, let's start with Dream Gates by Robert Moss. There is a very good guided meditation in that for astral projection to Sirius B. I would recommend The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life, Volume 1 by Drunvalo Melchizedek. There is a very extensive history of the world article in that. And then I would suggest that you look at Zechariah Stinton's The 12th Planet, which covers a lot about Nibiru, the home planet of the Nephilim. These books have formed an integral part of the reading list for the University of Sedona, and as such, I've had to study them. A genuine pleasure to do so, I might add. All right, let's start with Marduk, as dubbed by the Babylonians, or Nibiru, which is the favored term amongst Sumerians. All right, Nibiru is quite a large planet. It moves in the opposite direction to the planets of our solar system and in retrograde. It moves between Jupiter and Mars, and it has an orbit around the Sun of just about 3,600 years. Very important to keep that in mind for what I'm going to tell you in the next video. All right, let's talk about the Sirius system. In August, there was a Lionsgate portal from Sirius B. The Sirians are quite prominent fourth dimensional light beings, and they constantly send God light to this planet to assist in mass ascension and cultural soul remembrance. But for now, let's discuss the system of Sirius. All right, so it's important to understand that through gravitation, the Sirius system and our solar system may be perceived as one system. I also think that it's important to understand that the spiral motions of Sirius A and Sirius B form the double helix, which, as you know, is the structure for the human DNA molecule. All right, let's give you a little bit of background on the Nephilim. The Nephilim can be anything from 10 to 16 feet tall, depending on their respective gender, and they can live for 360,000 years on average. It's important to understand that they're not necessarily immortal, but they have extremely long lifespans as far as Earth is concerned. These beings are quite prominently featured in Nordic mythology. If those of you out there are into Marvel, if you've ever watched Thor, there's a scene where Loki says something along the lines of, "They think us immortal." So yeah, Nordic mythology is wholly contrived by the existence of the Nephilim. Keep that in mind. That means, you know, your Thor and your Odin and your Loki, all those mythological characters, they're very real, and they are, in fact, Nephilim from Nibiru. All right, let's move on to Sirius. Now, it's important to understand that Sirians have a similar height to the Nephilim. However, they are primarily fourth dimensional. As I said before, they're light beings, and they have the capacity to shift their beings into various dimensions of experience. And as such, I have decided not to include their average lifespan, because at a certain point in higher vibration, the notion of time isn't really a factor. We've discussed this before, how it's always now, and that from an absolute perspective, all of reality occurs simultaneously. This is partially why the Sirians have had such a vested interest in assisting this planet in regaining conscious awareness. It's because they knew it would be a success. As a result of the consciousness drop, permission had to be requested from the Galactic Council to embark on a consciousness raising experiment. And let's just say that the Sirians, with their higher vibrational capacity, vouched for this planet, knowing from their absolute perspective that we would make it. And we have. We've made it. We've just made it. But we've made it, which is great. All right. I'd also like to just say that, again, from an absolute perspective, the universe is one conscious mind, and one may say that all minds are individualized expressions of universal mind experiencing itself. This is very important in regards to unity consciousness, because As I go along, I'm going to be discussing various beings from various star systems, and it's important to think of these beings as part of you, because in reality, they are aspects of your own consciousness. All right, consider that a bit of stage setting, a bit of groundwork for the following discussion, which is going to require a lot of research on my part, and I'll try and include as many cited resources as possible. Thank you for watching. As always, love yourselves.